As an online gamer, I find it impossible to find the right MMORPG nowadays. An online game with minimal flaws that I don't get bored with after playing a couple of months. My introduction to the MMO genre was a game called EverQuest, and to many veteran MMO players out there, just the opening horns of the EverQuest score are enough to trigger vivid memories. In my opinion, it was the gold standard of the MMOs back then, and it was insanely popular, perfectly addictive, and revolutionary. I've played the majority of MMO titles over the years, from World of Warcraft, Star Wars Galaxies, to Guild Wars 2 to Final Fantasy XIV to name a few. And with each new MMO that I played, I found myself thinking, wow, this is a good game. And each title had its own strength and uniqueness, but fell short in one area or another, creating a void that hasn't been filled since EverQuest. The question is, will Ashes of Creation fill that void that many MMO gamers like myself are feeling? Or is the expectations of Ashes of Creations so high that it will fall short? This is just one of many videos regarding this title. There's just simply too much information for just one video. But for now, let's take a sneak peek at Ashes of Creation. But first, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for the latest sneak peeks, ultimate preview of upcoming games. I know how valuable your time is, and my goal is to deliver highly researched and highly edited content because you deserve nothing less. And with that out of the way, let's get back to Ashes of Creation. Ashes of Creation is an upcoming MMORPG being developed and published by Intrepid Studios, founded by Stephen Sheriff and John Moore back in 2015. Intrepid Studios has held to the philosophy of making games with no pay-to-win or cash grab elements. The company is using a monthly subscription plus cosmetic cash shops business model to avoid having pay-to-win as well as to avoid having a box office price DLC cost for their product. The only thing in the cash shop is cosmetic items. They offer no stats, no power, no ability, nothing that will give the players a tangible benefit in-game. Anything that you buy in the cash shop is a skin of an item that must be obtained in-game. There are different parts to the lore in Ashes of Creation, starting with the origin story, the story of the fall, and the story of deliverance. These story arcs drive one or more questlines, and it is possible for some storylines to relate to a darker or evil path if the character should choose. All of the events, whether it's personal quests, cultural quests, or regional quests, are all based around storytelling. And in this video, I will share what the origin story is about in a nutshell, or this video will be way too long. The story of creation tells us of a race of beings known as the Ancients, created in the likeness of what was once the Ten. The Ten imbued all of their qualities into one race to have control over all creation. The power within the Ancients grew immensely, and the Ten became divided over how to indulge the Ancients, their new creation. 3 of the 10 separated from the others and began to teach the Ancients a secret of essence. The essence is a metaphysical energy or life force that can be manipulated to create what could be viewed as magic. This outraged the 7 and the great celestial battle began. The 7 were the victors of the battle and banished the others and the Ancients into the void. A time of reflection befell on the 7, and they now found the error of their ways and decided to split their qualities into the 4 races instead of 1. This is how the humans, elves, orcs, and dwarves were born. The 7 created Vera, placing each of the races within their respective location. They're keeping the lore in-game very close to their chest, and the reason for that is because it is very rich and diverse. Stephen Sheriff said he wants it to be something that the players get to reveal themselves, and not just handed to them. They should feel, when they're experiencing this, that it relates to them on a personal level. And I remember feeling that when I completed my epic quest storyline back in EverQuest, and it was rewarding. The main feature or system that will shape the world of Ashes of Creation are nodes. Nodes are the foundation and center of civilization found in Ashes of Creation. Housing, PvP, combat, dungeons, raids, crafting, everything interacts with the node system in one way or another. And as the node advances through questing, gathering or killing, etc., it will attract different types of services and NPCs in that area. Nodes can progress into simple encampments all the way up to towns and cities. Buying player housing will give players citizenship of that node, enabling you to vote for a leader and other governmental roles. Nodes can also be destroyed during sieges, and you'll be automatically flagged for PvP if the node is attacked. The developer's primary aim is to create a dynamic and ever-changing world based on player actions. Players will be able to choose between 9 races, split between 4 main groups of humans, elves, orcs, and dwarves. Instead of having a more traditional class system, Ashes of Creations will have a unique archetype class system. The archetypes are Bard, Cleric, Fighter, Mage, Ranger, Rogue, Summoner, and a Tank. Players will choose a primary archetype and at a certain point can choose a secondary archetype, then will determine their final class. While the initial archetype are familiar, there are ultimately 64 possible variant classes a player can choose to be. For example, a player that chooses the Mage archetype first, then Rogue second, will become a Shadowcaster. Ashes of Creation will use Unreal Engine 4, but will feature a custom backend with proprietary networking code to enable mass combat in open world. We're ripping out most of the network code that Unreal has and putting in our own just so that it works with our game. And so everything is as efficient as possible, we're not going to have any replication problems because we're building it ourselves. Intrepid Studios will be evaluating the potential to upgrade the Unreal Engine 5 in the future. There is currently no release date announced for Ashes of Creation at this time. The game is currently only being developed for the PC. However, the developers have stated in their own forums that they may consider a port to consoles at a later date. As Gaming will follow this title closely and will be making more videos. What do you think of Ashes of Creation? Do you think Ashes of Creations is worth the wait? Or do you think that it will fill the void that is lacking in these new MMORPGs? Comment down below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my latest MMORPG video, Mortal Online 2. And as always guys, thank you for stopping by my channel. I'm Az, and thanks for watching.